Laurie from the Michigan branch, and today I'm going to demonstrate some science and art activities that the whole family can participate in. Parents, older kids should be able to do these activities mostly on their own. Younger ones will need your help though. We will be using a knife in the soap soufflé activity, so you'll want to supervise your kids or do the cutting yourself. Let's go ahead and get started with that soap soufflé.
You're going to need a bar of ivory soap, a bowl full of water, a knife to cut the soap, a dinner plate, and a microwave. When ivory soap was first invented back in 1890, its first ad said, "It floats." Let's see if that's true. Drop your bar of ivory soap into the water and see what happens. Does it float? It does. Why do you think that is? Maybe it has pockets of air inside that make it light enough to float. Let's take it out of the water and cut it in half to see what's inside. Well, it's not hollow and there are no huge air pockets, but look closely. Do you see small air pockets? Now use the knife to cut the soap into 4 equal pieces. Place them on a plate and put it in the microwave. Be sure to ask permission from an adult before you do this. Cook the bar of soap on high for 1 minute. Watch the whole time. What's happening to the soap? It's fluffing up like soufflé. Be sure not to overcook it. Take it out and let it cool for a minute or 2 before you touch it. So what's happening? If you looked really closely after you cut the soap in half, maybe you saw tiny air pockets. As the air in the pockets heated up in the microwave, the hot air expanded and softened the soap so that it fluffed up. When you take it out, let it cool for a minute or 2 before you touch it. Be sure not to throw the soap away. Now you have a cool soap sculpture that you can use in the shower or bath. Have you ever noticed how pennies that you've had for a long time are really dull looking? We're going to do an experiment to find out the best way to clean them. You'll need 3 dull pennies, 2 cups, some vinegar, some dish soap, some water, and a paper towel. Put 1 penny to the side. That's your control penny, the object in the experiment that doesn't change. Now put 1 penny in each cup. In 1 cup, pour just enough vinegar to cover the penny. In the other cup, pour just enough soap to cover the penny. Wait 10 minutes. Now take the pennies out of their cups, rinse them with water, dry them on a paper towel, and look at all 3. Here's our control penny, here's the penny we washed with soap, and there's the penny we washed with vinegar. Which one is shinier? That's right, the one we washed in vinegar. The reason why the vinegar worked is because of how the pennies get dirty to begin with. The copper on the surface of the penny combines with oxygen in the air to form a dark chemical called copper oxide. The acid in the vinegar dissolves it to make the penny shine again. For our last activity, we're going to get creative. we're going to mix shaving cream and cornstarch to make Play-Doh. You'll need shaving cream, cornstarch, a mixing bowl, a spoon, a 1-cup measuring cup, and if you want your dough to be colored, some food coloring. First, measure out 2 cups of shaving cream and put them in the bowl. If you want your dough to be colored, add a few drops of food coloring to it. Now, measure out 1 cup of cornstarch, add it to the shaving cream, and mix it together. This will thicken up the shaving cream. As it gets harder to stir, you can start kneading it with your hands until it feels like the consistency you want. If it's too soft, you can add more cornstarch. If it's too dry and crumbly, add more shaving cream. Once it feels right for you, start sculpting.
And there you have it, 3 experiments that you can conduct in your kitchen. Have fun and thanks for watching!